relate to this. We've all got that one top player in our region that goes to majors all over the country. And then we've got that one top player who dominates every local that top player's not at. For me, in my region, that's Mars and Nido Sharp, now Leviathan. For Fusion, it's Jakal Pharaoh. For those of you curious of their set record, they've played 43 sets. I'm curious, how many of those do you think Pharaoh has won, Nerf?
41.
It's 6. Pharaoh has won 6.
I'm just kidding.
It is a 6-37 record. The last time these two fought was 2 months ago. And we're seeing Jakal pulling out a Dark Pit.
Yeah, so this is, I've heard about the Jakal Dark Pit. This is kind of interesting. Like, if he's feeling like, okay, it's grand finals, I'm going to have, like, some fun. I'm going to, like, try out my... I'm not sure if it's a secondary, but I guess we can, for the sake of argument, we can call it a secondary. But yeah, this is something that it exists, but this is my first time being able to actually see it against, like, Pharaoh. I want to see how this goes.
I personally have never seen it before. Curse of Ra with the forward air. There you go.
Okay.
I'm curious what inspired Jakal to look into Pit as a character.
It's actually funny. ZD used to play Pit.
Oh, well, there you go.
So
that's all you need.
I would imagine it's like, okay, you play Spacies. Pit is kind of interesting because you have a sword. You know, multiple jumps is a really nice boon. But you have the reflector. You have like a couple things. There's some similarities.
Yeah, I can see the similarities there. It's kind of just, I mean, this is a very overgeneralization, but it's kind of Spacies with a sword, but not really. But, you know, we'll see. The report on the field is, quote, he said he might beat him, but also he's just fucking around with characters. Oh my god, Pharaoh, stop it with the forward airs, please. You got your Twitter clips already.
No, I mean, you gotta get him on Jakal. I mean, Jakal's gotta take the lumps just like everybody else. You know, honestly, it's like when you're gonna go secondary against Pharaoh in grand finals, he's gonna at least like, okay, I'm gonna play against you like you're playing your main, and like I'm not gonna let up. Why would I let up?
Fair enough. The other report on the field is apparently Pharaoh says if he loses to this Dark Pit, he's going Sheik.
Oh.
So it'll be a secondary battle. So I'm kind of curious to see that. Cool. Pharaoh, can you lose this game, please?
I'm happy to see either one because, I mean, honestly, Yoshi is one of those characters that can benefit a lot from the double jump armor against Pit specifically. Like, Pit has some multi-hits, but, like, a lot of the bigger ones are just a single hit. Like, you can go through back air, you can go through a couple other things. That's kind of important, but as of right now, we're seeing it be deadly even. Jakal's still putting up a hell of a fight with the Pit.
Yeah, Pharaoh's been getting the stocks first, so pretty good showing at least into this Pit with the Yoshi. But right now, ooh, you saw that spike attempt. Wanted to return the favor to Pharaoh, who has been going for these non-stop.
Yep.
Just stop it. You've gotten your spikes.
No
more.
We're in the lab now. We are in the lab, and you are the training dummy. And oh, there we go. Sends him straight off. And now what do we do here? We actually forced the tech. Great tech there from Jakal. But now, what did I say? We're in the lab. It's gonna work eventually. He's so happy with himself. It was only the 7th time he looked for it, but we got it, baby.
And for those of you keeping track at home, that was 3 stocks taken with 3 forward airs.
Oh my gosh. Well, good for him. I mean, he knows what his win con is. Like, you gotta give him props for that.
Hopefully, Jakal Jingleheimer will be a little bit smarter and not fall for the obvious forward air setups again. Hopefully.
Nah, who knows? Because I will say, like, these things are kind of like harder to get out of for Pit. You don't have a hitbox on your up B, so it's not like you can just hold down while going to the ledge and go through and hit the opponent. So he is a sitting duck in many of those situations. You do see the startup of the up B as well. It doesn't go that fastest, so Pharaoh is able to kind of replicate some of these situations. I think that, I mean, Pit is one of those characters that could be vulnerable.
Oh, absolutely, and that's a great call there. The up B for Pit, not having a hitbox, I feel like that's what people call out as one of the character's biggest weaknesses, and especially in this matchup, where you have a shark constantly looking to send you to the bottom blast zone. Yeah, you kind of gotta see that weakness for what it is, which is a very big hindrance here.
Yeah, because you could just fair, and if you miss, there's no downside. Pharaoh just resets. He goes for another edge guard attempt. He catches the get up option, but you just throw out the fair on ledge grab, just trying to 2-frame every single time. There's no reason not to.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people in chat right now currently predicting that this is going to, Jakal is going to let this go to a reset, and then go Wolf and 3-0 Pharaoh, which would be cruel, but not out of character.
No, that is absolutely Jakal, like in a nutshell. I will completely agree with that.
Yeah. So we'll see if it happens.
Still,
stick around.
Yeah, still, I mean, he is taking stocks. He is playing the Dark Pit well enough that even if it's not like to that Wolf-esque level, things are still strongly competitive. I would say it's like we're seeing a good back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely. This Dark Pit has been showing it can play competent. It's fallen cursed. It's fallen trapped to a couple of the curses. But it's still doing pretty well. And, you can see the merit in these swords, too. Just enough of a disjoint to stay out of range of this Yoshi, not get hit by all of these insane aerials that the character possesses. And I think that actually sniped double jump there as well. That could have potentially led to something if Jakal was on it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's hard as Pit, you kind of like have to back off a little bit because Yoshi's options off the ledge are very strong, are very dangerous. And he has the drift to be able to find you. So you never know.
The Guardian Orbitars going to guard against the forward air attempt. Hallelujah. But can we get back on stage? That answer is going to be yes. And now we're kind of just back into this fun little kill percent neutral.
Good dash shielding to avoid the arrows. Forwarder get him off, and now we get the punish. But there it is, a nice tech. Unfortunately, it was necessary there. Pharaoh, I think, kind of missed the opportunity, wasn't able to get the back air, and that side B has been, I would say, like used a couple times for Jakal. It feels like he's kind of starting to favor that as a recovery option when he's at that height.
Yeah, it does have a hitbox. It's not the greatest trigger. The fun fact there is the armor drops 1 frame before the hit comes out, so you can get caught in situations like that. But the hit detection on it is pretty decent, and it's better than having no hitbox at all, at least.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's why we're going for it, obviously. We're forcing out the double jumps. We're going to use the multi-hits as well for some extra pressure. I think that is something that Pharaoh will have to contend with, is these multi-hits is going to make it a little bit harder because the double jump armor is not as strong against them.
Yeah, great return there, though. Jakal doing pretty good at keeping this ledge pressure up, is down the stock, trying to get it with that back air. But Pharaoh holding on to it well, and this could be a decent opener here.
Yeah, we almost got some good damage. It didn't really get more than just like 1 hit here, but the mash out from Jakal was good. We're going to be able to maybe use the rage if we stay alive a little longer.
It's close. Oh, that might be doing it though. No, not quite going to follow up with the second up air there.
One more good hit. What is he thinking? The roll around is just like, I gotta see like the grabs. Like you see Jakal kind of frozen into an action, holding shield a lot. Like I need to see like the tomahawk grab. I need to see like something else here, some anti-defensive play.
Yeah, it's the defense that you've seen in Jakal's Wolf now coming out prominently. As I mean, it's a lot of back foot here that you're playing against Pharaoh. And you have to play it well, and you have to play it cautiously. And while the tools are similar on Pit, they're not quite the same. And it does leave Jakal possibly feeling a little bit lacking in different areas that you wouldn't really expect it.
Ooh, yeah, and Jakal can see that approach coming from a mile away, knows what Pharaoh's looking for, and he's going to throw out a very nice disjointed hitbox to try to stuff that out. That's where Yoshi can kind of sometimes falter against this character. Is like, Pit has a disjoint, and Yoshi often doesn't. But sometimes you don't need one. As long as you get your confirms, get the pop-up into the up air, and Pharaoh takes another one here.
As long as you get that forward air, that's all you need. That's all Pharaoh ever needs. You can see he's explaining to Jude right now. Yeah, I want for forward air. I always go for forward air.
Yeah, it feels like the stomp knee of the Yoshis.
Kinda, yeah, I can definitely see that.
Oh, we are going to see the Sheik here in game number 3. So even on a win, Pharaoh is going to bust out his secondary as well. So we're going to see if this Sheik is able to close out this set and reset the bracket, or if Jakal could potentially lead to a reverse 3-0.
There's confidence behind this pick, and you can see it coming out already, though. Some of the attributes of Sheik that are a bit lacking on the character, kind of making themselves a bit more visible. Where Yoshi is able to get some decent combo hits strung along and do good damage at the same time, Sheik, obviously, death by 1,000 cuts. You need to land 100 hits to even think about getting a kill.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, this is one of those characters that is very, I would say, is very different from Yoshi in that regard. You know, Yoshi is another combo character, but has massive kill potential and many options to do it with. And Sheik is, you know, you're just going to have lower damage potential overall, especially per hit, and you don't have as many options that you have to be able to, like, to get the kills. So it's tough.
Yeah, good patience, though, we're seeing from Pharaoh here. Is actually currently beating Jakal's Dark Pit. Good up there to keep the pressure.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of that.
So far, it is looking really good. Like, the spacing play has been good. I like the fade back into needles. Seems like some really smart stuff from Pharaoh thus far. I wonder, like, how long this has been kind of brewing.
I believe it's been brewing for a while. Some of the older sets I was looking back on did have character data, and I saw Sheik popping up in a couple of them.
Okay.
Let's see if I can find it between these two. Does not look like it, but I saw it at least versus Girly Teen Queen, I believe.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this seems to be like maybe another pick that Pharaoh has been waiting for to deal with his problem players. You know, it's like some people who consistently have his number. Maybe the Sheik is the answer, but I don't know. I at the same time, I also feel like, you know, he did it with Girly Teen Queen. You never know. Yoshi could make it happen here.
Yeah. Well, currently it is working, and it's working pretty well right now.
True.
As I say that, of course, losing the stock, commentator's curse, got to pay it at least once a set.
That's fine. Oh, yeah, but then the down tilt to start off. Jakal getting a nice little advance state. Yep, grabs at the ledge, and it seems like he knows his bread and butter well enough. The damage potential is starting to pan out nicely.
Yeah, you can see, though, Pharaoh really confident at this ledge here. Doesn't have the same off-stage game, but rather the ledge trapping game that we're seeing here. Ready to adapt at a moment's notice, doing a bunch of empty hops. And now just trying to slip past this pressure here. But no! Jakal gonna find a confident forward air. Just enough to send Pharaoh into the blast zone.
Yeah, good angles with the arrows and sending Pharaoh into enough hit stun that he's able to secure the follow-up with the bears. Like, Jakal's putting all the pieces into play really, really well.
Yeah, and another good aerial chain we're seeing here. Jakal looking poised to potentially try and take the first game here. Pharaoh just wants to get this set over with, get into possibly what might be the real set. We'll see if the Sheik sticks around if it loses, but no! Don't even have to talk about it just yet.
That's what I want to see. So we've got the beautiful drag downs into the up smash. Pharaoh knows what he's doing clearly. He might struggle a little bit in the neutral, as Sheik often does, but it's these advantage states that you can get so much off of it. And if we get those drag downs, if we get those consistent pop-ups, I feel like we have the kill potential now. This could be really good.
Yeah, Sheik not known for killing, but rage is never something you're gonna say no to on any character. It can be just enough to make a difference, but it's turning into gold right now. 67% on this pit. The gap between percents is tightening, and it's tightening quick.
Yeah, but, oh, wow, okay. Back throw into side B. Jakal kind of fishing for something really interesting there. Does give up stage control because of it, so we do see a reset back to the neutral. Trying to get one of these landing back airs. Pharaoh has been steadfast so far, but at these high percents, a light character like Sheik, you are on borrowed time.
I'm gonna take a guess that the back throw side B was supposed to be a turnaround arrow, but it doesn't matter as Jakal is still able to confirm that stock. And Pharaoh played nice with the Sheik.
Yeah.
Are we gonna see it come back though? That's the big question.
Yeah, like a couple of those good clips are good, but that's only like 5% of the gameplay. We need to see the other 95 come full circle into being complementary. We need to be able to see more setups into that. We need to see more damage to the point where that's possible. We need to see just a stronger control of the pace of the game. And right now, it feels like Jakal is, even though he's kind of like, you know, he's playing a different character and everything like that, he's still playing this pit like Wolf. Like, there's so many situations where he's extending more damage while you get an edge guard, you send Pharaoh off, and then you catch them with the arrow in the same way that Wolf would catch with a blaster. It's like you can see the similarities kind of like working. And look at all this jab lock combo. What is happening?
Crazy combo, if nothing else. But yeah, you are accurate in calling out. It's a pretty similar Wolf playstyle here. The back air is not too dissimilar as well. And this is shaping up to be a 0 to death if Pharaoh doesn't get a hit in right now. Jakal might just close out the stock. Okay, egg, it's not a 0 to death anymore.
Yeah, sure, we take away the perfect stock, but at that point, does it really matter? Because that stock is lost 6% later.
Yeah, hey, if the only difference between a perfect stock and what you got is an egg, then I mean, that's just protein. That's your breakfast right there.
Exactly. Do it Rocky style.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. I mean, we've got more great combos extending with the up smash, dragging in. It feels like Jakal is kind of playing with fire, but like masterfully so.
Yeah, I feel like Pharaoh's switching to the Sheik maybe spelled disaster for the perfect potential play that we could have seen getting to the reset, getting that set win on record. Now it's kind of slipping away as Jakal's pit has warmed up, and it looks pretty damn potent. 117% on Pharaoh before he was even able to answer it.
Yeah, I mean, we had 2 good games with the Yoshi, which makes me kind of wonder, like, did you kind of mess with your own habits, mess with your muscle memory when you pulled out the Sheik? Maybe you're still thinking you're in Sheik mode, but we've got to shake that rust back off. We've got to be able to find our footing quickly because, yeah, Jakal extending this lead again and again, getting Yoshi to kill percent while still on the first stock himself. It does not bode well.
Yeah. 145 on Pharaoh, 91% and an extra stock on Jakal. It's a very confident pit now. It looked a little rusty in the first few games, but it's here to play now, and it is sniping with this bow and arrow. Jakal kind of getting pestered by the eggs, but still plenty confident right now. As I say that, okay. Of course, 1%.
Yeah, but well-timed on the down B there. I mean, catching the pop out of the egg. Jakal kind of fell into one of the classic traps from Yoshi. He's going to be able to take the stock soon afterwards, so it's all water under the bridge right now. A 2-1 lead still here for Jakal. And now he just backs off, waits for something, recognizes Pharaoh's not going to press a button, and then goes in with the nail.
Yeah, and now Pharaoh trying to get things back under control, getting a big combo here on Jakal, looking for even more, but that's done a lot to even up the percents here. 96%, you still got to close out the stock, but if you can get it before Jakal can get some good combos on you, you might be able to break through and get some momentum back on your side.
Yeah, that is very true. We'll just have to see if it comes to fruition. Right now, it's all speculation. Looks like Jakal is going to be able to do what he's going to do, regardless of whether we're speculating anything else or not. He seems all but inevitable.
Yeah, a possible habit I want to call out here that I've been noticing more and more as these sets go on is Pharaoh seems to throw out the down B when panicking. And that might have been a decent situation to throw it out because that up smash just scooping and taking you home.
Yeah, so force the early air dodge, and of course, you don't get a second chance on that one. So Jakal going to be able to find you, run you down, and then catch you with the perfect spacing of that up smash. There's been a lot of great fading away and like the spacing and the drift that Pharaoh has been utilizing tonight, but even the good Yoshi drift can get caught in a situation like that where it's a huge sweep and knows that you have like the allure of center stage that is calling to Pharaoh.
Yeah, and now Jakal, this new hunter, has awakened. Pit is a very real pick right now. 53% on Pharaoh before it is matched by an egg and looking for more. Jakal is poised to take this before the reset that many were calling out.
Yeah, I hope it was not the hubris of picking Sheik that led to this reverse 3-0 opportunity that Jakal is now at the apex of. I think we're still working on things here. The juggles can still be there. Good up air strings, keeping the percents very even now. Pharaoh getting a good string, and this interaction could be do or die for him now as the edge guard pans out for Jakal.
Yeah, Jakal a little bit less solid than in the last game, and you can see Pharaoh now going for the all-reliable forward air setups, wants to make sure that these stocks are going away fast, because any confidence that you can get, any set win that you can get, that is some momentum that you can take with you for when possibly the inevitable wolf comes out in a reset.
Yeah, of course. And, you know, having a set win on Jakal, like, people will say, like, oh, it was a dark pit win, blah, 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 whatever. You know, it counts. It counts. It counts.
It counts, and especially since the record's already bad enough in your favor, anything counts.
We'll take it. Exactly. We'll take those. So trying to kind of throw eggs, give yourself some insurance, trying to beat back the arrows, but those arrows have been so good for Jakal to pressure Pharaoh off stage. But speaking of pressure, running up and going for the down B is something that Jakal just wasn't ready for and hasn't really been ready for in many situations.
Yeah, you've seen it come out a couple times in these set now, but Pharaoh is really good at just catching people off guard with a quick jab at high percent to go into a kill option. But Jakal, just as good at getting those kill options, the up air, gonna be sending Pharaoh home at a pretty reasonable percent.
But still, a parry from Pharaoh. I mean, we get a little bit of a decent advantage state, some more damage here. Great idea to just run up and shield, knowing that that falling fair is happening as Jakal tries to go through ledge.
Yeah, and now we're seeing a bit more of Jakal awakened here. It's staying pretty even in this game. Jakal's actually threatening to close it out before needing to switch to the wolf. I mean, that feels almost disrespectful to Pharaoh here if that happens.
I mean, yeah, it maybe not. I don't know for sure, but I mean, I feel like either way, Pharaoh is still focused on the win, no matter the character that he's fighting right now. And he's been doing well enough in the first part of the set against Pit. It just feels like now some of these same things that he was getting out of earlier are starting to become more damaging. They're starting to become more effective.
Yeah, the disjoints are really what's helping here. Jakal's Pit, able to just constantly poke with these forward airs, these back airs, even neutral air, even though the hitbox on that one is a little bit sketchy. It's still working pretty well in Jakal's favor here.
And we haven't seen any of the fair attempts to two-frame in so long. Like, it feels like Pharaoh has just given up the ghost on throwing out those fairs at ledge, and Jakal is going to be able to just recover for free every time. I feel like we need to see something big change.
Interesting clank there from the tilts, but it's something that worked out in Pharaoh's favor. Now just trying to find the possible thing that he needs to kill, and there it is. The jab into down smash, that sent not as far as I was expecting it to, but Jakal just going to be sent plummeting to the ground anyway. Not quite sure what happened there. Should have had an option to up B, but maybe just accepted fate and didn't want to give Pharaoh the momentum of the Curse of Ra.
I suppose not. Maybe he just wants to lose the damage and just try to get back on a fresh stock. Sometimes off the Angel platform, we've seen Jakal just instantly take stocks, and it often doesn't really matter how he lost the stock. It's what happens right afterwards that's sometimes not great for his opponent.
Yeah, 163% on Pharaoh. Anything strong should kill here for Jakal. Just needs the right hit to open it up. That throw, just barely not going to do it. And great DI from Pharaoh there, too, to keep it out. Forward tilt also not quite going to do it. But finally, one arrow, a sniper from afar will take him out. And now 100% deficit to work with. What can you make happen, Jakal?
I do wonder that as well, just because we are now starting to see a little bit more longevity from Pharaoh. The heft of Yoshi is starting to come back into play as a big factor for his play. So, I mean, the high rage here for Jakal could be really good. These advantage states will continue, I assume, to be very strong. One interaction could lead to 60 or 50% on Pharaoh. So we'll have to see what Jakal does with it. We have probably one or two more interactions before Yoshi is pretty solidly at kill percent, but you never know. Something could happen.
Well, we're getting those interactions pretty quickly. Jakal, even though you're at this risky percent, is playing pretty confidently still, and that up air not quite gonna do it, but the next time you throw it out, it just might. Pharaoh now kind of have to playing on the back foot here, but you see those jabs coming out, but it doesn't matter. Jakal, you can see the disappointment in Pharaoh, but Jakal didn't even need the wolf. The dark pit was strong enough. And that's, I'm sorry, Pharaoh, that has to hurt.
I guess not. I guess you didn't need the wolf after all. But I mean, at the same time, Pharaoh did really well up until like the final 2 minutes, I think. And then Jakal just kind of forced a few interactions. There were some moments where you could see, like, right before that last kill, like, Pharaoh running up and kind of like chasing Jakal rather, pushing the shield a little bit, was hoping that he could get Jakal to blink. Was playing that shield chicken, didn't want to kind of like give up an opportunity to make a play, and I appreciate that. But sometimes you might have just pressed the wrong button, or maybe you kind of showed your hand. Jakal just knew what he wanted.
Yeah. It was very well played by Jakal. I'm glad that we're seeing these early games too in the replay, because Pharaoh especially had a pretty good game 1. That was a pretty good closer to game 2 there.
Yeah.
And then got a little confident, brought out the Sheik, and everything started going not good.
Yeah, awry, I'll say. It could have gone better. I think like the Sheik was playing well. It's just like once you lost the game like this, like it was just like, it's so tough. She can't really last as long as characters like Yoshi do. So it was a flash bulb of a game. And then we saw Yoshi back on the field, and he just wasn't the same. Like, we just didn't see the same Yoshi that we saw in games 1 and 2. It felt like something was different, and it took a while for Pharaoh to kind of like get back into Yoshi mode.
Yeah, and Jakal, whatever it took in that Sheik game, really warmed up into it and did a lot. I mean, Pharaoh did have a pretty confident lead, but that snipe right there, that arrow that you just saw, that took the stock, and that was what led to Jakal getting the set. Really well done with that down air up smash to take it. You can see both players having different reactions, but well played all around. Jakal gonna take Fusion 197, and we better be seeing Dark Pit in the graphic.
In the graphic, yeah. We need to see the Dark Pit, and of course, like Pharaoh getting really close was very respectable. You know, trying to fight against a player with as much experience, especially at the top level, as Jakal. The fundies will carry over. You know, he's a Wolf player who plays Dark Pit kind of like Wolf, and I mean, you can see the similarities throughout his play. It felt like Pharaoh got closer than you'd expect, just because the nature of like how hard he's been working in that situation, but it just fell short in the end. And I mean, through the Yoshi and the Sheik, I mean, he definitely had some really good wins tonight, but he got upset in winners round 2. It was a long run through losers, and he makes it back to grand finals despite all that. So a very respectable second place, but Jakal, I would say, earned first place pretty handily there.
Yeah, absolutely. He was second seed for a reason, and hey, a good grand finals, if nothing else. A good top 4, if nothing else as well. Anyway, that is going to be it for Fusion 197. Congratulations to Jakal. For those of you keeping track, Fusion 200, it's going to be big, coming on April 15th, so be ready for that. Nice. Obviously, you got a couple of weeks to prepare, so just be ready. But that is all that we've got for you guys tonight. I'm Weimer. I've been Nerf. You got anything you got to say on the way out, Nerf?
No, just shout outs to Collision for having me on. I'll always love casting fusions, and we'll hope to see you next time.
Peace.